Hello, hello, hello! Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everyone, to another video. It's your boy, Mr. Degenerate, back at it again for another motherfucking video. Ooh, wee! Oh man, let's talk about Black Adams. And by the way, happy Halloween, everybody. I hope everyone's enjoying their Halloween. I hope everyone's dressing up cool and shit. But I'm here to do this video about Black Adam because I know I'm late. I know it's been some time. I wanted this movie to come out. I wanted everyone to see it so that I can finally talk about it. So now we're here. And before I begin saying my overall thoughts on the movie, let me just pull out a fucking tweet from my good old man, Comics Explained. Now, if you have not watched any of Comics Explained's videos, you need to watch them. They're very good videos. He goes down and breaks down very much comic books and comic books arcs and whatnot. And it's a really cool YouTube site. Check it out. He's the guy to go to if you want to learn some comic book shit. So recently he wrote this tweet, and at first I was baffled because God forbid, DC elevates themselves and you actually give valid criticism to DC. Because, on all intents and purposes, and this is just my humble opinion of Black Adam is nothing more than a silly, cookie cutter Marvel film. And I mean that in all the best ways and all the fucking worst ways. And I would say, for DC, that's not what I go for a DC film. When I go for a DC film, I'm looking for something that Marvel isn't gonna make. Something Marvel isn't gonna even attempt to fucking make. Like the Batman, where it has something to say about Gotham City, or its heroes, or its characters. You know, you look at something like, the Joker. The Joker's a perfect example. Marvel isn't gonna make a fucking Joker. Marvel ain't gonna even touch Joker. I know Marvel's making Thunderbolts, but let's be real. Thunderbolts is not gonna be as fucking dark or as hilariously dark comedy as fucking the Suicide Squad. Like, let's be real. Marvel ain't making shit like that. And that's fine. That's Marvel. So when I go to DC, I expect their movies to elevate and be a little bit different. So I was very puzzled when I watched Black Adam and it was just a Marvel film. And I mean that by terms of jokes. I think some of the jokes are very one note and flat. I was just kind of like, what the fuck is this? I was like, huh? Like, it did get better near the end because I thought they were starting to find their rhythm, but a lot of the jokes were just bland as fuck. Certain characters are just fucking annoying or just not interesting. In particular, like the woman that Black Adam follows, son, he's fucking annoying. Also, more importantly, just dumb cookie cutter dumb shit. I'm just like, bruh. More importantly, like you have a team of superheroes that are like very paper thin. Like, I barely feel like I got to know Atom Smasher and Cyclone in particular. I think those guys could have been deleted out of the movie, despite me really loving Cyclone's powers and how her powers work and whatnot. Like, I thought her powers looked fantastic in the movie, but I just feel like the whole team was just like kind of cookie cutter, weak attempts at Marvel characters. Like, I just found Hawkman to just be just a weaker version of Thor or Black Panther, and they didn't go into any of his shit from the comic books about immortality and whatnot, like or his Middle Eastern background, because his powers resonate from Middle Eastern. So it's weird that they never talk about that. Don't even get me started on Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate is literally just a discount version of Doctor Strange, which is weird for me to say that because I always loved Dr. Fate more than Doctor Strange because he just looks cooler. And this one, they just copied his power. They copied Doctor Strange power set, how they displayed it, and I was like, no, don't do that. And so it was just kind of very cookie cutter shit, bruh. Again, just a movie that just wasn't trying to be anything impressive. Don't even get me started on like cinematography and stuff. Like, I'm not even a film snavvy person, but I didn't see anything like on the level of like the Batman or even to put it on a DCEU level, fucking Aquaman, where you could clearly tell James Wan directed this shit, and it has a very stylistic choice behind everything it does in the movie. Just stuff like that. Just a very cookie cutter Marvel film, bro. Having said all that, I actually understand why so many people like Comics Explained and why some of my friends really love this movie. You want to know why? Because despite it having flaws, it is the most heartfelt DC film I've ever met. Like, you can clearly tell Dwayne Rock Johnson wanted this movie to come out because he legit, I don't know what he found so interesting about Black Adam in particular, but he always wanted to make this movie. I remember I was in middle school when he talked about making Black Adam. So this is like a dream come true for him. And for him, while I felt like he didn't read the comic books or didn't look at the comic books at all while doing Black Adam, you could clearly tell he just wanted to take what Marvel did, and which is please the fans, and that's what he did. Like, everything in this movie is just nothing but just trying to please fans at all times. Like, this movie even addresses some of my complaints about the DCEU, which is it doesn't feel like it does a great job at world building. This movie does such a good job at world building for the most part. Like I said earlier, like, there's some shit that doesn't make any sense. Like, where the fuck were the JLA when Man of Steel was happening? Where were they when the Justice League shit was going on? Where were they when Steppenwolf? All this shit, where were they? And the movie doesn't address any of that and doesn't even say any of that. They don't even do the typical Marvel shit where, oh, we were off planet doing some other shit. No, they didn't do any of that. They just like pretend like these guys have always existed throughout the DCEU. And if you're gonna make a cinematic universe, you have to connect the dots. And so this movie, while it doesn't do that, at least it ties into Shazam really well and explains what happened to the people who gave Shazam his power, what happened to the rest of them. You know, it even sets up future movies. Like, based off of the after credit scene, we got the GOAT back. We got Henry Cavill as Superman back. And the theater, and this is why I say I ultimately get this movie. I get it because people erupted in my theater. I never thought in a million years I would have saw people erupt for Superman. Erupt when they see Superman on screen. Like, I've always waited for that moment, and I got it in this movie. I got it in a fucking movie. I didn't want to get it, and I got it here. And it's weird. It's so weird that it's this movie that had to be the one to give it to me. I wish it was with another movie. This one gave it to me, which is, it puts a smile on my face, but at the same time, like, man, like, damn, I wish it was in another movie, but this was dope, man. Like, honestly, this movie was just crowd pleasing. Like, even some of like the fight scenes, like, even though I didn't really care for the fight scenes in this movie, I can look at it from a fan's perspective of someone who likes Zack Snyder's work, like how Zack Snyder interprets the power of these people is incredible. Like, this movie does a good job of showing the impact of moves. Like certain moves have like weight to them. Like when Black Adam hits a person, like, ooh, you feel the impact of that. And it reminds me of Man of Steel and how Zack did his stuff. There's slow-mo in here, but it's not to the point of like Zack slow-mo, so they found the right balance. And overall, I just think this movie, for the most part, while it's not a movie that I don't think is going to be remembered in years to come, I could completely understand why people would just wanted a silly, rompy DC film. Because let's be honest, DC hasn't really been kicked. As this year, I think they've been doing a fine job. But let's be real, DC is not Marvel. DC's been struggling a lot with their movies, and thanks to higher ups at Warner Brothers, they've really just been missing the balls when it comes on to DC. So for them to get it right this time and to really just have a movie that fans are clamoring for brings me nothing but some sort of joy, you know? I don't know if this is gonna be the future of the DCEU. Based off of now that we have confirmation that James Gunn is the basically Kevin Feige of DC films, which I'm so happy about that announcement. You guys have no idea how excited I am about that announcement, because now you guys are gonna get fucking great DC films with stylistic choice, with heart, with passion behind it. So I'm excited for that, but at the same time, I worry about movies like Black Adam. Are we gonna get more movies like Black Adam? Because if it's like that, I'm gonna be a little worried, man. If this DCEU is gonna be more like Black Adam, I'm gonna be a little worried, because this movie, like I said before, while it didn't peak, it didn't do much for me. I completely 100% understand why people loved it, and the future's looking bright for DC. But I would like them to be more stylish. Don't lose what makes DC great is that they're gonna do shit that Marvel's not gonna do, and I gotta give props to my man, The Rock, for seeing this movie through and whatnot. And the future's looking bright. We'll see what happens. This is the first DC movie where I'm actually walked out of there like, I'm actually curious on where we're going with this world now. So they got to keep that momentum. I hope in Fury of the Gods, the Shazam 2 movie, I hope we address some of this stuff in Black Adam. Like, I actually am looking forward to seeing Superman and Black Adam go toe to toe. Hopefully the writing will be better, because this writing is not that great. Just like a Marvel film. So I hope we're doing some great things, man. Anywho, I guess the final point is, not every movie needs to be the Batman. Not every movie needs to be the Joker. But, I would like DC to still retain what makes them great, doing things unique and different. Directors have unique visions for these characters, despite whether or not I agree or disagree. And I just don't think this movie, Black Adam, does it. However, I think it's a fun little movie, and that's all I could ever hope for. I didn't walk out of here mad and upset like I did Batman v Superman all those years ago. I actually walked out of here feeling pretty surprised, pretty okay. And that's all I ever want from DC. Just never walking out fucking angry and pissed. Walking out with saying, okay, now let's just hope we can get more shit like the Batman, where I walk out of there like, this is fucking cinema. This is cinema, fuck Marvel and shit. That's what I want to walk out of a fucking DC movie film. Just saying, fuck you, Marvel. Y'all can't touch this shit. And that's what I got from the Batman that's what I got from the fucking Joker. And I my greatest fear is that going forward we're gonna lose that. But at the same time, I'm proud at what DC has done with Shazam. I mean with Black Adam. Anywho, that's gonna do it for my video. If you enjoyed the video, please comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, guys, be amazing, be safe. Happy Halloween, everyone. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Thank you.